And the only good thing about no soap is that you can smell hijackers a mile off.
I am impressed. This man smells it from 30 feet away. What you got there in that pack?
What pack?
You got a gun. Oh, shit, it ain't loaded. No, they never are. Ain't that right, old man? Open the pack and tip it out on the road nice and slow.
Can't do that.
Take off the fucking pack and put it on the ground. Or die! Are you listening to me?
I am now.
Good.
You listening to me?
Yeah.
Good. Put that hand on me again, you won't get it back.
You believe this fucking guy? All right. You want to do it the hard way.
Answer that, my brother.
First and foremost, if you notice, everybody that's listening, Lord Albert has this thing where he's trying to force his way he looked at the degrees on us. The way he's seen the degrees, he's trying to force that on us, and if we don't see it that way, it's a contradiction. Now, just to give you a little evidence on why he was viewing the lessons wrong, you just think about certain things in history he was talking about. When he was talking about Yakub, and you go into the story about Yakub having doctors, ministers, nurses, and cremators, right? When in the wisdom builder story degree, when he's talking about sticking a pin in the black baby's head. Now, we know that it's not talking about almost 9,000 years ago that we had needles like they have in the hospital. Now, even when you read the story about Yakub that Elijah Muhammad put out, he talked about things that didn't exist in that time. So what do that tell you? That tells you to draw it up through supreme mathematics and see that the original man has been known to use personification. When I look at, like say for instance, for the brother that did with the science of chemistry, when you look at one of the people on the wall with a bird face or something like that, you don't draw it up and think, oh, black men walked around with a bird face. You understand that we understood animalism and personification. Now, so for him to get stuck and say that it's a contradiction because we're not taking everything as it is on face value, that's his fault. That's what we have supreme mathematics for. Now, to go back to the order of supreme mathematics, now you can't deny this. Now, if we were talking about solids, liquids, and gases, where will wisdom fit in with that symbolically? We'll all say water, because we're used to that analogy, correct? Now, if we're talking about solid, we'll talk about knowledge because it's the foundation. Now, we're talking about understanding, we'll talk about gas because this is the air, something that you draw up from the knowledge and the wisdom. Now, when you have knowledge that goes straight through understanding without wisdom, it's called sublimation. Albert looked that up. It's called sublimation. When a solid goes straight to a gas or a gas goes straight to a solid without going through wisdom, it's called sublimation. That's why you have solid, liquid, gas. That's why you have knowledge, wisdom, understanding. That's why you have man, woman, child. That's the science behind that. You can't force somebody to draw up a degree the way you do because you missed the step. You telling people to go from knowledge to understanding without wisdom, that doesn't make sense. Because right now, for those that don't speak Spanish, we could go in front of somebody that speaks Spanish, and they could talk to us. We could know what they said, and they could ask us in English, what did I say? And we could repeat it because we observed it. Now when they ask us the question, what did I say, we can repeat it because we observed, have the knowledge of what they said, and we're just repeating it, which is a form of wisdom because we're basing our response off knowledge. Now,
all right.
We understand it. We can say we don't understand them.
Is that thing loaded? I don't think it's loaded.
One way to find out.
Look, I need that book. I mean, the book. And you, but if you make me choose, I'll kill you. I'll take the book.
Why? Why do you want it?
I grew up with it. I know its power. And if you read it, then so do you. That's why they burned them all after the war. Just staying alive is an act of faith. Building this town is an even bigger act of faith, but they don't understand that. None of them. And I don't have the right words to help them, but the book does. I admit, I've had to do things, many, many things I hate to build this, I confess that. But if we had that book, I wouldn't have to. Now imagine how different, how righteous this little world could be if we had the right words for our faith. Well, people would truly understand why they're here and what they're doing, and they wouldn't need any of the uglier motivations. It's not right to keep that book hidden away. It's meant to be shared with others. It's meant to be spread. Is that what you want?
With all my heart and soul. I always believed that I'd find a place where this book belonged, where it was needed.